Before we begin, I want to give a massive thank you to Audible for sponsoring this video. Check the link in the description down below to get a 30-day free trial and 1 free audiobook. So I gave myself a little bit of inspiration the other day. On one of my streams, me, Kai and Aiden made up stories on the spot to some music. And that made me think, hey, what if I do that again, but on a larger scale? So what I've decided to do was grab as many YouTube friends as I can, both big and small, and create a story, line at a time, and see what they come up with. This could end up being another masterpiece. We could create the world's next best-selling book. Or it could be a load of crap. So I've gathered up some of my friends and I decided to see what they could come up with. So Jack! Hello.
Hello there.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Ah!
Hi. Hello.
Kai, your time has come.
Oh god, am I about to die?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Nicola, Brandon, Aiden, Seki, Richie, Banoffee, Cherry, Matan. Yuki, do you have any idea what you're going to be doing today?
Do I have to be PG? Oh god, what's this?
What's that?
Honestly, I don't have a clue.
I have zero idea.
I have literally no idea.
I don't know.
We're going to look at pictures of sheep.
I have no freaking idea.
I have not the slightest idea.
You're going to be contributing to the next bestseller, the great disaster or masterpiece of a story, collaboratively created by God knows how many people.
Goodness.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, alright.
I'll try.
Oh, I love those. Improv. I'm a big fan of improv. No, that's fine.
Oh my god. I got a B in English literature.
You have weird ideas sometimes and it kind of concerns me.
Oh gosh. Oh my god, I don't even know. I think it's great.
You're all going to be contributing 2 lines at a time, so there could be twists and turns along the way. So as you're the first, you get to decide the name of the story as well.
Goodness, and is there any kind of theme or is it just anything?
There is no theme. I have decided to hand over all creative control to everyone that's involved. So I have no control over what's going on. It's all just going to be blended together at the end, and it could be amazing or disgusting.
Right, okay. I have a title in mind. Should I just whack it out there?
Go for it.
Okay, the title is Fraser's Special Adventure in the Big City.
That sounds good. It's catchy. I like it.
New York Times bestseller material or what?
I can already see it in all good bookstores. Take it away. What would be your first 2 opening lines to Fraser's special adventure in the big city?
Fraser was a special boy from a special town. At first glance, everything appeared normal, but he had a deep secret, something very few people knew, and something that he didn't want the general population to find out about.
The secret was so horrifying that he would only tell his closest friends, Margaret 2 and Margaret 3. We don't talk about Margaret 1. There is only one way that Fraser would tell his secret, and that was through stapling the words into the wall.
He slowly stapled, "I am gay," into the wall. He stood back and looked at what he'd stapled in horror. No one could know about this.
Fortunately, he didn't add his name to the paper, so would anyone really know? Then he galloped away with his JoJo bow in hand.
With his bow in hand, Fraser was prepared to take on the world. He had to do everything in his power to prevent his dirty little secret from getting out. He would have to annihilate anyone with the ability to read at a level higher than 1st grade. He couldn't let them harness this power.
As he trampled through the undergrowth of his local park, that's where all the tiny folk and the low IQ adults hung out, he realised that he may require some help on his epic journey. He pondered thoughtfully to himself, who could somewhat assist me in this most possibly perilous quest?
A light bulb over his head. He called his favourite Sonic OC creator, Kairos Best.
Sonic picks up the phone and he sees Fraser's ringing. He then throws his phone out of the window.
As the phone whistled down at a speed nobody thought could be possible, it lands in the palm of a homeless gentleman. The homeless gentleman picks up the phone and hears the plot that was unraveling, to which the man got up and made his way to the nearest bus stop to catch the next bus to Fraser.
Meanwhile, Fraser quickly stopped at a bakery to grab his favorite off-brand gingerbread, the Darkened Souls. The bakery was run by Margaret 1. Again, we don't talk to her, but we like her cakes. Fraser stepped outside and came face to face with the homeless man he's never met before.
The homeless man stared at him deeply, and with a curious look in his eye, he glances down at the gingerbread. After snatching it from Fraser's hand, he examines it to only then throw it to the ground where a dark blue portal forms.
The homeless man looked up at Fraser and shouted to him, "You son of a bitch, that isn't the bakery you should be fighting for. This is the one." As the portal engulfs Fraser, the dark blue portal, with a little hint of orange in there, dropped Fraser into a battlefield, sausage rolls blasting through the skies.
Fraser looks up into the sky to see a large sausage roll engulfed in dark shadows. The large sausage roll pulls out a hand for Fraser and throws him into a dark red void, screaming the words, "Welcome to Ragnarok!" Fraser screams as he falls into the void and disappears as he cries for his mom.
"Yes, son?" a faint voice calls out. Fraser opens his eyes as he is floating slowly down a red void, looks over and sees not a sausage roll, but a steak bake, who presumably is his mother.
As Fraser drifts closer and closer to the steak bake, he realises that the steak bake is in fact grasping onto a stapler. It fires 2 staples which cling onto Fraser, pulling him towards the bake, suddenly finding himself enclosed inside the bake.
As Fraser opened his eyes inside the damp, cold interior of the ancient steak bake, lights began to flicker before his eyes. Who's there?" said Fraser. As a woman approached, he opened his eyes and he saw that this woman was in fact Margaret number 1.
Margaret 1 cackles and hops on her broomstick as she realises Fraser is deep into the hallucination to the point where he can't distinguish reality. She summons the piece of paper he stapled on, laughing manically. "I know your secret."
Margaret 1 extends her hands out to either side, looking up towards the ceiling of the steak bake while a hole opens up from the flaky goodness of the savoury treat. Up there is the world you know of, Fraser. This world would accept you for who you are. Perhaps not all will be willing to open their minds, but something I do know is that your friends will accept you in your love for men just as they love you for who you are now. And as she finished up her speech, both of the floating Fraser and she who shall not be named began to rise from the top of the steak bake and back into the bakery that stood reality.
Bewildered from the bizarre journey of the land of flaky goodness, Fraser turns to Margaret 1 and questions, "Will it really be okay? What if they don't accept me and my love of men?" "Just be a good boy, shut up and be gone with your gingerbread," said Margaret 1.
So without a second thought, Fraser took his gingerbread and made his way home with a hop and a skip all the way. He arrives home and sees Kai waiting at the door, who asks him where he was. So Fraser looks at Kai dead in the eye and responds, "I just went to Greg's!"
And that's it! This is what happens when you ask 20 different people to contribute 2 lines at a time to a story, and I'm so happy with the outcome. It was so hilarious, wasn't expecting any of the twists and turns along the way. I can tell you right now, this is the most fun I've ever had recording and editing a video. 3.5 hours worth of footage, sitting in 20 different calls with 20 different people. 3.5 hours down to currently about 8 minutes is nuts. I want to give a massive thank you to absolutely everybody involved, because of course all of these people had to take their time out of their day to contribute to this video. So thank you ever so much Jack, Kai, Nicola, Lauren, Kendall, M, Brandon, Callum, Aiden and Gizzy, Kayla, Thomas, Richie, Sherry and Banoffee, and Matan, Rosie, Yuki, Seki and Luke. Without all of you, this wouldn't have been made. If you like this sort of content, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more. I've had so much fun and I cannot wait to make more videos like it in the future. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see you all on the next one. Goodbye.